Robson can't believe it. Definitely looks like handball, but the goal stands.
He's not maybe as quick off his line as other goalkeepers tend to do. And that ball was played through to him, but here's Maradona again. He has Buchaga to his left and Valdano to his left. He won't need any of them. Oh, you have to say that's magnificent. There is no debate about that goal. That was just pure football genius. And the crowd in the Azteca Stadium stand to him. Inside one, away from another. And the coolness under pressure to play the ball home with the side of his foot. If the first was illegal, the second was one of the best goals we've seen in this championship.
If the first goal was illegal, the second is one of the best that we have seen in the history of the FIFA Men's World Cup. Diego Armando Maradona, dazzling, infamous, extraordinary, genius, outrageous. These words actually do not do justice to that man, Diego Armando Maradona. He was a genius on the football pitch and actually also very, very controversial figure of it. 25th of November 2005, football world lost George Best, and 25th of November 2020, yesterday, football world has yet again lost another of his greats. Diego Armando Maradona is his name. Maradona was the inspiration of and the captain of the Argentina's World Cup success in Mexico in 1986, winning the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player. He scored twice against England in that memorable 2-1 quarterfinal victory. His first was dubbed the Hand of God, and the second winning the Goal of the Century award on FIFA's website back in 2002. Now, following that 1986 triumph, Maradona led his country to the finals of the 1990 tournament in Italy, although his international playing career ended in shame when he failed a drug test at the 1994 World Cup in United States, and he was notorious for his wayward lifestyle through his life. Maradona was also banned from football in 1991 after testing positive for cocaine while playing for Napoli. However, he remained a revered figure at the Italian club, where he won 2 Serie A titles. He also played for Barcelona, Sevilla, Boca Juniors, and Newell's Old Boys. 3 days of national mourning has begun in Argentina after Maradona died yesterday at the age of 60. His body will lie in state at the Casa Rosada, that's the seat of the Argentina's government, during that time. Good morning and welcome to SportsBang on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. My name is Blessing Fowowe. It is my pleasure to welcome you on board the show this morning. But hey, we have to start on a very, very sad note, because sports generally has lost one of its greatest. I mean, this is the kind of death that transcends the game. It transcends football. I remember when Kobe Bryant died in January. I mean, it transcended the world of basketball. It went beyond, far and beyond. And that is what Diego Maradona's, the announcement of Diego's death yesterday has done to sporting world generally. It has gone beyond football. I mean, the entire world is paying tribute to this man who was regarded as one of the best, one of the greatest ever to do it when it comes to football. Diego Armando Maradona is his name, and we're paying tribute to him this morning on SportsBang. I'll be doing that alone. My friends are here. Ferrum Adeboyega is here, and Faith Adedeji. Good morning, Faith. How are you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Blessing. Good morning, Ferrum, and of course to our revered listeners as well. I plan to sign on almost the same way you signed on. 25-11 has to be edged down into our hearts, in the football world. In 2005 we lost George Best. Now, on the same day in 2020, we've lost Diego Maradona. It looks like two people with a little bit similar off-pitch character, and then when they come to the pitch as well, they also cut across as domineering figures. You look at Diego Maradona. I think 30 minutes SportsBang might not even be enough to do justice to all what Diego Maradona was able to do in his entire career. You all remember maybe the man that he made his professional debut just 10 days before he clocked 16, and for over there in Argentina, and he has gone on to do so many great things. And maybe many people will remember him for the famous hand of God goal, that one that came on the 22nd of June 1986 at the 1986 World Cup. But eventually in that same game, he scored the goal of the century. That goal, maybe those that didn't see that goal, they'll count themselves lucky to come in the era of Lionel Messi. He has also been able to produce something similar to that. But that man gave us, I believe in 1986, he gave the best World Cup performance by a player ever. You remember, I scored 5 goals in that World Cup. He practically led Argentina to that World Cup win. He had about 53 take-ons in just 7 games. It shows the kind of flair he had, the kind of quick feet he had, and all that. You look at this man, maybe he cut across as a diminutive figure, but when you come to the footballing world, he's a gigantic figure. He has a big status in the world of football generally, and there's no better time to celebrate the kind of life he had. Maybe short, obviously, maybe for some off-field issues here and there, you'd have felt maybe I would have maybe lived longer and all that, but very brief life, but very, very, I would say, ceremonious life. He has left a legacy that has been carved onto the heart of everyone for a very long time, that it will take almost impossible for anyone to forget him. He has several figures. You also remember he had a TV show back there in Argentina as well. I think talking about the night with the number 10 and all that. I remember the first edition of that show, he brought Pele on board, and it was one of the most watched TV shows over there in Argentina. And this is someone that has shown different sides to the man, the entertainment, the football. There are several clips. I saw a clip yesterday of him having a warm-up before a game, and he was practically juggling the ball to some, maybe is it samba music or some Argentine music over there, and it was very glorious, very beautiful to behold. But the man is gone now, and we wish the family the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss, and the entire footballing world at large.
Entire sporting world, as a matter of fact. Feromi, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning to your Blessing. Good morning to Faith. Good morning to a wonderful listener. Well, very, very sad one, so to say, in the world of football. A great man, a legend. We can even say he's a philanthropist, so to say, off the field of play, and of course, a rugged man. Left the face of the earth yesterday. I mean, there's nothing we say about him that is too much to celebrate this man with what he has been able to do for world football, with what he has achieved in the world of football. I mean, looking at his lifestyle, looking at what he actually achieved on the field of play, you would agree with me that he's definitely, undoubtedly, a legend, and of course one of the greatest in the world of football. Aside from Argentina, I mean, a club that would never ever forget him is definitely Napoli. The only 2 league title that they have actually won in their lifestyle, he was actually instrumental to winning that particular one, scoring 81 goals in 188 appearances for them. I mean, that is something awesome, and they've never been able to achieve that kind of feat since they actually left. That says a lot about who he is. If you're talking about someone that gives you everything you desire from a footballer, you want to talk about Diego Armando Maradona. It gives you everything, total football, the dribbles, the skills, the passes, creator, author, and finisher of football. You want to say about Maradona right there. I mean, it's just a very sad one, but hey, like he actually ended, would also end on that same note, that may God give the family the fortitude to actually bear that loss.
Well, the world has been paying tribute to this man, Diego Armando Maradona. First of them is Brazilian legend Pele, who led tributes to Maradona. Writing on Twitter, he said, "What a sad news. I lost a great friend. The world lost a legend. There is still much to be said, but for now, may God give strength to family members. One day, I hope we can play ball together in the sky." Former England striker and match of the day host Gary Lineker, who was part of the England team beaten by Argentina at the 1986 World Cup, said Maradona was by some distance the best player of my generation and arguably the greatest of all time. Ex-Tottenham and Argentine midfielder Ossie Adelis says, "Thank dear Guto for your friendship. for your football, sublime without comparison. Simply the best footballer, the best football player in the history of football. So many enjoyable moments together. Impossible to say which one was my best. What's the best? Rest in peace, my dear friend. And Juventus forward Cristiano Ronaldo said, "Today I bid farewell to a friend, and the world bids farewell to an eternal genius, one of the best of all time, an unparalleled magician. He lives too soon, but leaves a legacy without limits and a void that will never be filled. Rest in peace, Ace. You will never be forgotten." And then Lionel Messi, Argentine and Barcelona forward, paid tribute to Maradona, saying he was eternal. Quoting him, he says, "A very sad day for all Argentines and football. He leaves us but does not leave because Diego is eternal. I keep all the beautiful moments lived with him, and I send my condolences to all his family and friends." The Nigerian Football Federation has also paid tribute to this great man, Diego Armando Maradona, and in a tweet via Twitter, the NFF and the entire Nigerian football family commiserate with the Argentine Football Association, the people of Argentina and football world over the death of the inimitable football legend Diego Armando Maradona. May his soul rest in peace. That's the tweet from the NFF. Sunday Olise, who played against Maradona in the group stage of the 1994 World Cup, says is pained in a strange way. Olise said, "Sad day not just for football but for mankind as we lose arguably the best player ever to play football. Somehow Diego's death pains me in a strange kind of way I can't seem to understand right now. May his blessed soul rest in peace." Adepoju, who faced Maradona in the second half or at the 1994 World Cup between Nigeria and Argentina, added, "Legends don't die, they only take a rest. Rest in peace, Maradona." Okay, and from the basketball world, Evan Magic Johnson also paid tribute to Maradona. He said, "The world lost one of the greatest soccer players that ever lived, Diego Maradona. It was one of the thrills of my life when I got to meet him. Rest in peace, my friend, and my prayer goes out to his family." Mike Tyson also sent in his tributes. "The hand of God," he said, "Maradona has left us. In '86, we both won our championships. They used to compare the two of us. It was one of my heroes and a friend. I respected him so much. He will be greatly missed." And Pep Guardiola, after that game, the Champions League game yesterday, was also asked about what he thinks about Diego Maradona, and he also had this to say, paying his tribute to this great legend. Listen to Pep Guardiola here.
Away from here, can you share how you feel about the death of Diego Maradona?
No, well, it's first support from Sergio because his son is Diego was his grandfather, so it was a banner in Argentina. I think one time I read years ago what he said: "It doesn't matter what you have done with your life; it's matter what you have done with our lives." I think Maradona would have done in our generation. There are few incredible players in all history. He's one of them. And the people for our generation, the World Cup '86 in Mexico and the other ones, it was something that made this sport better. I think on behalf of Manchester City, for all his family, a big hug.
You and Diego have a joint connection in Barcelona. How did he influence you when you were a young player?
When I arrived to the academy, he lived to Napoli. It was there before. Yeah, it was a short time. I think the impact was not like was in, of course, in Argentina, of course, in Boca Juniors or especially in Napoli. But what he has done in the world football is incredible, incredible.
Did anyone or has anyone ever owned a pitch like he did?
Well, for Argentina people know. But of course, there's been Pelé, there's been Johan Cruyff, it was him. But him is one of the best. For many people will have been the best. For another one is maybe Pelé, but is one of them. So I think the influence in the sport football and how he lived his profession, I think it's difficult to find a person, a player like loves this game more than him in all sense. His commitment on the pitch and with his mates has been, what the people say, outstanding. And it's a sad news for the world football.
Sad news for world football. The voice of Pep Guardiola, they're the coach of Manchester City, also paying tribute to that man, Diego Armando Maradona. I would like to hear from you as well, what you think about this man, Maradona. You can get to call us via the phones, 0809-155-1055, 08056998678, 0706-949-3000. Let's hear what you think about this man, Diego Armando Maradona. But quickly, moving away from that, talk about other sports in a beat. Golden State Warriors guard Klay Thompson underwent surgery yesterday yesterday to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That's according to the team. Dr. Richard Frekel, a noted specialist on ankle injuries, performed the surgery in Los Angeles and it was considered a success. Thompson is expected to make a full recovery. A five-time All-Star, Thompson tore his right Achilles tendon during a workout with several NBA players last week in Southern California. He had an MRI and the next morning that reviewed the severity of the injury. He missed the whole of last season after tearing the ACL in the left knee during Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals against Toronto Raptors. The Warriors were optimistic that Thompson, who had spent more than a year rehabilitating the injury, would come back at full strength for the 2020-2021 season, and now they will have to spend another season without him on the court. Meanwhile, Marc Gasol says it was tough to leave the Toronto Raptors for the Los Angeles Lakers. Marc Gasol admits that walking away from Toronto Raptors, the franchise that delivered him the first and only championship of his 12-year career 2 seasons ago, was painful, even though it meant he was joining the defending champions LA Lakers. And the big question in the NBA trade this year is, will back-to-back MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo sign a supermax contract? That's 5-year contract extension with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a big question. And also they were waiting to know what kind of contract Anthony Davis will sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. And still in basketball, the Tigers of Nigeria will tip off their 2021 AfroBasket qualifiers against South Sudan today. That's in Group D fixture at the Kigali Arena in Rwanda. Although the team will be without the trio of Al Farouk Aminu, who is with Orlando Magic, Josh Okoje, who is with Minnesota Timberwolves, and Chimezi Metu, they are favorites to win this encounter against the South Sudanese side. All the best to the Tigers as they start off their qualifying campaign. Today we'll definitely cheer them on from here. In football, the Nigerian Women's Football League, we're getting ready to start the new season, but yesterday they relegated 5 Premiership clubs to Division 2 for failing to meet players' licensing and registration deadlines ahead of the 2020-2021 season. The chairperson of the NWFL, Aisha Falode, in a statement said that the 5 clubs, including Ibom Angels of Uyo, Sunshine Queens of Akure, Atlant Queens of Owerri, Dream Stars of Lagos, and Adamawa Queens, failed to beat the deadline for club licensing and registration and would play in the championship, which is the second tier of the NWFL. But then she says that the decision to relegate the clubs was taken by the board, which invoked the NWFL rules and regulations over failure to register at the time set out for such procedures. But then they're still hopeful that the league season will go on as planned, despite the fact that these clubs will not be there. 0809 155 1055, 08056 99 8678, 0706 949 3000. We'd like to hear from you today. Your tribute to this man, Diego Armando Maradona, who died yesterday at the age of 60 after suffering heart attack. Let's check the first call out this morning. Hi, good morning. What's your name, please? Hello? Hello, good morning. Please do call back 0809 155 1055, 08056 99 8678, 0706 949 3000. Hello, good morning. What's your name, please?
Hello, good morning, Blessing.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Joseph and where?
Joseph, welcome.
Good morning, Ferromi, and who is the guy there?
Faith, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
It's a sad way for football world for losing Maradona. Maradona is someone we look up to when we were very little. The name brought out the best of football. It was somebody that redefined the number 10 jersey in that midfield role. When many players looked up to him, and those players that even looked up to him became legends themselves. The J.J. Okochas, the Georgiagi, Paul Gascoigne, all of the Zidane, they became great players themselves. So he redefined football. Though he has his other side, which is not ahead for young guys coming up. But Maradona overall is the best. And adios to the El Mas Grande, the greatest. Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling. Hello, good morning. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Manuel.
Yeah, this is Manuel from you.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it's quite sad for me this morning. I think we've lost a legend and we wouldn't make it brave. I mean, I'll miss him personally because anything that always makes that there's a word for me that was quite popular with him, which was the hand of God. I mean, I have to go to YouTube and watch the video against England. I mean, it was a epitome of what we cast for a player. I mean, it was really good, man. The world's going to miss it for me.
Definitely, the world will miss Diego Armando Maradona. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Yes, good morning. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Yusuf, calling from Lagun.
Welcome to SportsBang.
Yeah, to me, Maradona, because me, as I'm speaking right now, I'm a Ghana fan, Arsenal fan. Because Maradona in 2008, he is also a fan of Arsenal. Because when he was in 19, so Arsenal tried to buy him from the Argentine juniors, but he should have it from one word, yeah. So that is it.
All right, thank you for calling. Indeed, Arsenal did try to buy Diego Armando Maradona when he was 19, but it just didn't work out. Well, maybe we're going to do one or two more calls before we leave this morning. But quickly, the UEFA Champions League, guys. Surprising result from last night. I did ask on Just Football about Liverpool and Atalanta. I was wondering, were we supposed to get some surprises from that game? And we all unanimously agreed, no surprise. But Atalanta had something else up their sleeves. They won that game 2-0.
And when a team has fantastic footballing abilities, when they know how to grind out results, unfortunately they've not had the kind of season they had last season this time out. But last season we saw them scoring goals day in, day out, week in, week out. Whenever they come up against anybody, they have the ability to score goals, and that was what we saw yesterday against the domineering, indomitable Liverpool side that has been doing anything, regardless of whatever 11 they put out there. But yesterday we saw Atalanta, we saw Ilicic come out tops. He got a goal there, and Atalanta ultimately they've thrown that group wide open now, and they can also see the chance of qualifying or progressing beyond the group stage of the Champions League. So I think that group will go down to the wire. It will go down to that last game between Ajax and Atalanta. That might be the eventual decider on who gets the second ticket. I think Liverpool will still qualify from that group.
And what if they don't?
I know they will. They have 9 points already, and they have a game at home against Ajax, so they should still be able to qualify. Cross the line.
Okay, fair on me. Inter Milan and Real Madrid, 2-0 for Real Madrid, and the guys yesterday, Faith particularly was very sure Inter Milan was going to get a win. While
yesterday was a bad day for football. We lost
That's not an excuse, bro. Well, for me, I was saying it yesterday morning that Inter must be very careful because they've actually struggled a lot this season, especially in the Champions League. They've not been able to defeat the likes of Borussia Mönchengladbach and even Shakhtar Donetsk. They played out a draw in those particular games, and even against Real Madrid at home, they were actually defeated by 3-2. And going into this game yesterday, I feel it's going to be a very, very a tough one for them. They've been very, very bad this season in the Champions League, and that says a lot about Antonio Conte and probably cup competitions. I expected more from him with the kind of players he has in his caliber at this point in time. You can't tell me you do not have quality at this point in time. You should actually be challenging. Inter Milan is currently fourth in the group, and it's looking like they might not even qualify for UEFA Europa League if care is not taken. And they have their last two games, Shakhtar and Borussia Dortmund, that they've not been able to defeat during the course of Borussia Mönchengladbach, that they've not been able to defeat during this Champions League. So I think if care is not taken, we might just be seeing a very, very torrid season for Inter this time around.
Okay, let's take some comments on Facebook. Wayne Daniel says, arguably the best I ever saw playing. That's talking of Diego Armando Maradona. And Ogunde Jitolokwe David says, there are players who are iconic to each generation, and then there are players who transcend generations and become icons of the game itself. Diego Armando Maradona was a player who personified football. He was as famous on the pitch as he was infamous off of it. He did everything his own way, right or wrong. Rest in peace, Diego Armando Maradona. Well, we still have more time on Saturday to talk about the genius of this man. Like Faith said, 30 minutes definitely is not enough, and we're never enough to talk about the genius of the man, Diego Armando Maradona. So on What Sports, we'll still talk more about him, but we have to leave on SportsBang this morning. Thanks for being a part of our show, Faith. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
And Ferrum Adibwega, thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You can find, get a copy of Sporting Live and, find a lot of things about Diego Armando Maradona there. I mean, this man definitely would dominate headlines across all, world of sports. All about Diego Armando Maradona. We pray that his soul will rest in eternal peace. My name is Blessing Fowowe. Have a great Thursday. Au revoir.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing
105.5.
one station, all the hits.
105.5.